Have you ever tried to change something you have done the same way for years, and suddenly it felt like you were getting worse instead of better? Hi, I'm Wang from C.C.Within. Today, I want to talk about why real growth often feels awkward, almost like going backward, and what we can do about it. Here is something I like to say. It is harder to teach a learned man than a freshman. Learning rewires the brain, but that rewiring doesn't happen without resistance. The more we think we know, the more uncomfortable it becomes to change. A few weeks ago, I joined a golf training session. What caught my attention was not the technique. It was how experienced golfers, people who had played for years, struggled to change their posture and movement. Even the tiniest adjustment felt unnatural. Their bodies were so used to old habits that even small tweaks felt wrong. The coach was patient, guiding us step by step. Posture, balance, follow through. But once the session ended, the real work began. Because no coach, no matter how good, can replace your own self-awareness and the repetition. My partner, who is actually a pretty great golfer with a handicap of 14, told me how hard it was to change his setup. At first, it threw off his rhythm, his performance dipped, but he stuck with it. And over time, his game didn't just recover, it improved. More distance, better scores, greater confidence. That experience reminded me of something important. When we learn something new, especially if it challenges what we already know, it is tempting to go back to what's comfortable. Comfort gives us control, but growth asks us to let go of good enough so we can step into something greater. In golf and in life, our brains build pathways through repetition. It is what we call muscle memory. Grip, stance, weight transfer, rotation follow through. Repeat it enough and it becomes second nature. But here is the catch. If the original technique was a little off, your brain still stores it as correct. So when someone teaches you a better way, it doesn't just feel different, it feels wrong. That is when the discomfort shows up. The swing feels weird. Your timing is off. Confidence drops. But with the patience and the repetition, the new movement grows stronger and eventually it becomes your new normal. Just like a plane that dips slightly before it lifts. Sometimes we need to feel a little off balance before we truly rise. So if you are in a season of change and it feels awkward, keep going. You are not failing. You are rewiring. If this message resonated with you, visit CC.Within.com for more reflection and personal growth.